Well, peoples, I didn't think it'd fit in here with the International in, but it does. So, I get to show you guys how to do tie rod ends and a redneck alignment on the Lincoln. So, yes, let's get moving. Boogity boogity. First things first, we gotta pop the trunk and shut off the air ride, because if you leave the air ride on these cars, when you jack them up, it well, I need to get in to do it. Yeah. Oh, will you grab it and take it to the house, please? So you just, oh, that's right, I took a bale of straw into town the other day. Kind of wish I hadn't, but I did. And you just click that switch off, grab the tire iron, then we'll go ahead and get it jacked up, get the tires off and go from there. I'm assuming you guys all know how to take the tires off, so I'll leave that part out. Well, I got the trouble light down here, get the wheels off and such, but I think that might be too bright. Hopefully it's not. So what we got to do first is undo these cotter keys, or whatever you want to call them. I call them cotter keys. Everybody calls something different. Just take the pliers, pull them out. This is actually really easy. I gotta go grab my, well, at least the replacement part is. Now what did I do with my impact? Oh, I was looking right at it. So then we go like this. You don't want that nut all the way off. The easiest way to do this is going to be to take that nut, roll it down so it's threaded on almost all the way flush with the end of the nut, but not quite. And then just take your hammer, like so, and tap the bottom. Now, I've actually got a set of pickle forks, and what pickle forks are is they're kind of a two-prong deal that goes in underneath here. For really stubborn ones, you can put those underneath and then you whack on the end of it, you know, with a hammer. So it pries that thing up, pops it up. But where I don't, and the problem with those is if you intend to reuse a U-joint, they're not very good because they will tend to tear up this boot. So the only real good surefire way I've found to be able to undo these and still be able to use them is by banging on the bottom of the nut like I did, you know, like so. So the next step of the procedure is really very simple. You just take, there's a jam nut on here, and you just want to take that, and excuse me here for a second, and you just loosen up that jam nut. Now, try and leave that jam nut as close to the position it was in as possible. It'll help you with your alignment later. So you take this nut off, lift that up out of there, and then just spin it off. Simple as that. So we got that off, and then doing the other side is exactly the same. Oh, and for those of you that may say something, I am using jack stands. I don't trust this jack here. It has a tendency to sink when you get a load on it. But I like to use jack stands because it just, well, it's just what I like to do. I don't like the idea of a car being dropped on me, so that's why I use them. So we'll get the other side off, and that's exactly the same as this side, and then we'll get them all put back together and show you how to align it. Okay, we got the other side off, so now we just got to put them back together. Now, it's basically just the reverse of taking them off. You screw this deal on all the way up to the nut, so you're just about back to where you were, like so. Whoop, whoop. So I went too far there. And then take this castle nut off the end. I'll probably lose that. Nope, I'll be danged, I caught it. And then you just stick that through the hole, and then you zing this castle nut on here. That light's getting in the way, making it hard to see stuff. And tighten this up. Oh, that uses a smaller nut. I'll be a son of a gun. Huh. Hope it's all the same. I'll have to take a look. Let me look into this a little further, and then we'll... Basically what we're going to do, though, is we'll put this nut on tight, right here, and then you'll line up one of the holes in your castle nut with the hole in that stem, and then you'll put this pin through. And you got to make sure and do that, otherwise that castle nut can come loose, and your U-joint will fall off, and you'll probably roll over and die. Which I don't want anybody to do. So, I'm going to figure out what's going on here, and then we'll get back to you. So, I got them all back on, cotter keys in, and tightened up. Now I left these nuts here loose, and I actually left them loose for a reason. And I'll show you what that reason is here first, or in a minute. But first, I have to, I've got to lower the car back down, and or put the tires on it and lower the car back down. So we'll get that done, and then we'll show you how to align it.